How's it going, everybody? This is Platt Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the 4th studio album by rapper and emo rapper Sewerperson, Swamp. Special thanks to Vampirin on YouTube for recommending this review. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for watching. I do reviews, topic videos, and lo-fi edits, and more. If you like what you hear, go ahead and click that subscribe button, click the like button, comment below. So, let's go ahead and jump into the review. Sewerperson is a rapper and emo rapper from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, first starting in 2019. As of recording, Sewerperson has over 20,000 monthly listeners on Spotify alone, but is primarily listened to on SoundCloud. Sewerperson started from the ashes of Miles' previous project, Ninetales, who retired the project to focus on his mental health. The desire and passion for music brought Miles back, but in a new, more mainstream pop rap inspired way. Miles has been very busy in 2020 so far, releasing his debut album Comet to Spotify in January, which I have done a review on, so check that out if you'd like. It's in the description. There's also a card that should be popped up on the screen. He has also released his second album, Ghost Stories, and an EP, Stamina, in February. In March, Comet 2 was released, and in April, his EP, March of the Undead, was released. All of these releases were with producer JabariOnTheBeat, but when Miles was creating Swamp, he brought in the producer Nevrfall to produce the album, and Miles promoted this album as 10 Tales, a return to the more emo-inspired sound. Miles was heavily involved in the rise of the Emo Rap scene. His collaboration EP with Guccihighwaters is very critically acclaimed and helped launch the two artists in 2017. And his song with Convolk and Guardin, Whatever It Takes, launched all three artists into superstardom, but during that rise, Ninetales retired. Now rejuvenated and feeling better, Miles is back and making music for us to listen to and review. So, as I said in my comment review, I really love Ninetales' music. I love the honesty in his music lyrically, and despite being dark, it could resonate with the listener, and you could really feel what he was going through. And it was heartbreaking to see him retire, but it was for the best. Mental health is very important, and we as listeners should respect whenever artists need to take a break and focus on their own health. I remember first hearing about the debut of Sewerperson, and I was so excited for a release. And after Comet was released, I was so excited for more. And we got a lot more music from Miles. And he has one of the most ambitious release schedules I've ever seen, with 6 releases in the past year alone. And with this, there hasn't been a dip in quality, and he's kept consistent with his style, with the exception of Swamp, the album we're reviewing today. The promotion of this album as 10 Tales really excited me, and I couldn't wait for the release. And let's just say I wasn't disappointed. This album had 2 singles. The first single is Spiderwebs, the 9th track on the album, which is a very nice mix of Sewerperson and Ninetales, and fans that may not have known of Ninetales previously may be conditioned for the rest of the album with this track. The song has a really nice flow and a very consistent delivery. The second single is the 8th track on the album, The Furnace, which has an infectious hook. The vocal layering most known during Ninetales' career is back here, and that's a common trend on the album. Lyrically, the song talks about Miles' trust issues and struggling to be comfortable in a relationship, which may have been because of a traumatic previous relationship. This song also describes the anxiety Miles experiences, and referring to anxiety as being stuck in a furnace is very clever. Sewerperson claimed we would get a continuation of the Ninetales sound on this release, and that's exactly what we got. Compared to previous works, this album is much slower, more melodic, and more emotional, and that is prominent from the first track, the title track. Lyrically, the song shows a much more introspective approach compared to previous Sewerperson tracks, especially
Nowadays, even I'm surprised about every time that my heart beats.
The The verses in the song Hardwood Floors has a lot of vocal layers, and it reminds me very much of Ninetales songs, which this vocal delivery has been missing in Sewerperson releases, and I'm so glad that it's back throughout this album. This is also in the track Dead Animals, which still has a nice amount of energy, and for me personally it feels really nostalgic to previous releases, and it's one of my favorite tracks on the album. This album isn't afraid to slow things down, like on the track Turn You On, which has a deeper pitch shift on Miles' voice. And lyrically, it's one of the darkest songs on the album, with the lyrics, Another slower moment is the song Locked Down, where this song talks about wanting to do everything for a girl, but feeling exhausted when you're around her because she can't take care of herself. The bridge of the song talks about Miles' own personal struggles and the responsibility of having to care for two people when he can't even take care of himself in this situation. The song that's probably my favorite on the entire album is The Zodiac, which features guccihighwaters. This is the triumphant return of two friends who made music together for years. It feels so natural to hear the two together on a track, and this song delivers so well on all levels. This song has a lot of distortion on Miles' voice in the hook, and it contrasts very well with guccihighwaters, sounding very clean on the track. This song is beautifully written lyrically, talking about a breakup and the hope that his ex-partner thinks of him every once in a while. As the song says, "Have you seen it on a magazine or in your dreams when you're asleep?" This feeling of never wanting to be forgotten is something discussed in music a lot, knowing that one day we will be around in existence only by memories. And in the context of this song, he hopes that they can remember what they had when he's successful, and what his ex-partner is missing out on because they let him go. This album in general has a lot of moments of vulnerability, and Miles being able to vent his feelings and emotions in this way shows the trust that Miles has with his fans. And this connection is very evident in many artists in the genre, and this is what makes this genre so special, having a connection with the artist. And this album feels like Miles is lowering his emotional guard with this project and opening up more, as many people seem to try to display the positive emotions when they aren't doing very well. So maybe Miles was in a rough place for the duration of the first Sewerperson releases, and now he's coming to terms with his feelings on this release. Regardless, this is probably my favorite Sewerperson album to date. Sewerperson returned to his old style on Swamp, being a more vulnerable and emotional release. Thanks for watching.